Hear me out, hear me out. Let me just get this off my chest. Welcome to Her Diary Out Loud with Danny Royal, where my journey does not define me, but it defies the barriers of caring about what other people think. One real life experience at a time, my story, my way. I mean, it's better out than in, right? So I've been living the single life. I've been living the single life for about a year. About a year. And some change, actually. Um, yes, you may see my baby boy and you may hear me talk about my baby boy, but I live a single life. And the reason why I live a single life is because I've been there and I've done that. And I believe in love. I believe in love. I believe in life after love. I've been married. I've been divorced. All of these things. I just believe that there is a time in your life, in a girl's life sometimes, where you have to embrace where you've been. You have to embrace your learning points and you have to know when to and when not to. Like sometimes people, men and women, they stay in things and they keep it going because they don't want to be alone. They're scared to be alone. And I know some people like that. Like, to be honest, I love my mom, but I've watched my mom raise her children. I've watched my mom be around her, siblings and cousins and aunts and things. And I've watched her, be around so many other people. Like, I haven't really ever seen her be in her, I'm by myself and I'm doing my own thing phase. Not to say that she had to be in a relationship with a man, but just people in general. Like, I'm living single. I do have my children, of course. And do sometimes I want to be, in something nice. Sure. But when I get to that point, I just be like, you know what? All right, I'm going to go out. Maybe I'll even take myself out. Like, I'm not opposed to going out, like on dates or hanging out, should I say. But I'm not in the place where I have to be with someone. Like, it took a while for me to get here. And I can't even recall myself saying, oh, I'm not going to give this one a chance or that one a chance. And then I give them a chance and then get let down. So in light of those things and those moments, it's like, I'm good. I'm good on that. I'm good on that. And I think that when we get to those moments, that's where we should rest. That's where we should rest. We get so high and we get so endowed with being with someone. Like, you can't be on the same high being alone. And I'm just like, I love it here. I actually love me. I actually love myself enough to be like, girl, take all the time that you need. Now, looking at my life may not have looked like, hey, she liked to be alone. Because, I got married when I was 18. And there was so much along that journey that I acquired, but there was so much that I needed to learn through that journey of learning and growing. But I was legit with somebody all the time. And I had spurts of being by myself. And I'm now at the place where I'm like, I'm good. I am good. I'm good. And it's not because I don't believe in love or because I'm bitter and I'm just like this bitter girl, because he hurt me. Nah, babe. I'm actually at the place where I'm content. And I know sometimes when we get to the place, I went out on a date. I went out on a date or I hung out. Because I don't know if it's dates when you just hanging out with people or when somebody asks you out. Maybe it's a date. I don't know. But I went out. And when I went out, you know, frankly, he was my type. He had the looks and everything, and all that jazz. I've never even been with my type, really. I've always not been with my type. I don't know how, I don't know why. But he actually was my type. And he was from somewhere else. And I had to let him know. I've actually had to let more than one person know, like, that's just not where I am right now. I really am excited about building a friendship if that is what comes from this connection. I'm really excited about pouring into you, and maybe you even teaching me something if that's what God wants out of this connection. But what I know is, if I'll be honest with myself and you, because you deserve the honesty and the truth, that's just not where I am right now. Now, a person that's for you, a person that finds you valuable, they will wait. Now, a predator will also wait. But that's where the spirit of discernment comes in, where you got to say, Lord, is this person from you? Is this your will? Like, what is your will concerning me? And that goes back to, what is their intentions for real? Like, where I'm going, does it match up with who they are right now, or who I see them becoming, or who you see them becoming? Because the thing about it is, I've seen potential. And frankly, the truth of the matter is, people have seen potential in me. And the very thing that I did not want, I may have been to someone else in their seasons. That's why I'm like, hey, if I look like a project to you, in past times I probably was, because I was learning and I had to figure things out, and I was growing and I was evolving, and that was okay. And if you feel like you've ever gotten the short end of the stick from me, any person that may even come across this podcast recap or my podcast abroad, I'm sorry, but thank you for teaching me. But now I'm growing and I'm learning, and I'm growing some more, and I'm learning and I'm growing some more, and I love it here. I love allowing God to establish healthy boundaries with me, as I choose the healthy boundaries. Like, I love how he intentionally guides me to, want to do or be. I love it when I'm able to say, no, I can't do that right now. I love being able to say, you know what? I like you. We'll see where this go. I don't know, but let me seek out on it. I'll get back to you. I love the options. And sometimes we think that we don't have options because of things that we've gone through, or because of the need to be a people pleaser. Maybe that stemmed from your childhood. Maybe that stemmed from abuse of any kind. Maybe that stemmed from trauma at large. But the truth of the matter is, we have a choice. I have a choice, and I'm single. I choose to be single, and I love my singleness, and I live in here. I'm not saying that I don't ever want to be with somebody. Oh no, because the good Lord's going to come through. And when he does, it's going to be good. I'm so excited because I know that it's going to be good. Because I know that God was pruning me in those seasons. God was making me and molding me and shaping me into the woman that I am, that you see before you today. And I love that God has been able to do that in me. I love the growth within myself. I love that I'm changing for the good. I love that he's allowing me. I love that he's allowing me to blossom before you all. I love that he's allowing me to blossom even before my children, because they've been on my journey with me longer than anybody else has outside of the good Lord himself. And oh, it's been a journey. And to be able to make them proud, and to be able to make God proud, and to be able to make myself proud, because I have broken a barrier or broken a cycle because of what I was used to. getting used to norms that I should have never gotten content with. We do these things all the time just to not be lonely, just to have a space holder, or just because we want to fill a void. Now I'm filling my voids with Jesus. Now I'm filling my void with my art. Now I'm filling my void with mothering. Now I'm filling my void with creating consistently so that I can see the fruits of my labor. And funny thing, I had to share with an individual not long ago. I had to let them know, like, I know that we hear, and I'm appreciative that we hear. This is a beautiful thing that we hear. But I need you to understand that every time I am here and I'm like doing something great and I'm on the brink of something good and I've had great ideas, let me tell you, every time I always end up in a situation where a guy comes, oh, and he seems to be this way, and I get smitten by, and then boom, all of a sudden, my life then flipped itself upside down in a sense, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, because I done got distracted because I was like, sir, you're not going to be my distraction, but I appreciate your presence in my life. Thank you. I'm very intentional about my time, space, effort, and energy. And if I decide to give it to you, let me tell you, you must be something special. And I'll give certain people my time, effort, and energy now. And if God's like, skirt, no, I'm like, okay, God. For those who get it, get it. Exactly. So I'm here. I'm here. I'm present. And frankly, I'm grateful because I could be in so many places right now. My mental stability could be obstructed on levels unheard of. But the good Lord has taken the time to work on me and work through me because I've allowed him. And I don't know who might need to hear this. Maybe you've been in a situation where you didn't know how to be alone. Maybe you've been waiting for a long time and hope deferred has made the heart sick. And you're like, God, I don't want to be alone any longer. So I'm going to go out and let this be the video that says, wait on God. Because he coming through. And when he coming through, he going to come through. Because the blessings of the Lord makes us rich and add no sorrow. I don't want sorrow with my love. I'm not saying that I won't have to work towards something. Because when you are in a relationship or in a covenant divinely orchestrated by God, let me tell you, there is ministry that is attached to that. He said one can chase 1,000 and two can put 10,000 to flight. Facts and do. Why? Because there's strength in numbers. And those men back there couldn't lead me well. Those men that I was choosing could not lead me. Guys, that woman that you were aspiring after, or those women that you aspired after, she wasn't going to pray for you. She didn't even know how to hold you up. I can't do that in this season. I can't afford to lose something and it costs me more than it'll cost them. That has to be our words. That has to be our posture without bitterness. And also, you must know that your singleness, it takes out all of the gook and all of the stuff that you just allow to just build up in there. It takes it out. It takes out the unforgiveness. It takes out the impatience. It takes out the lack of stability. It takes out the loose ends that need to be tied up. It addresses all of that. So I'm like, God, have thine own way. Whatever you want me to get, whatever you need to do in me and through me, do it here, because I will be what it is that I'm asking for. Because that's another thing. Yes, you praying for God. You praying for God to bless you with this man with a large bank account, or this girl to bless you with this. With God to bless you with this woman that's this way. Are you what it is that you're asking for? Why was, what was the real reason you're not in that other relationship? Just maybe that person was the one and you squandered it because you didn't steward well. Are you responsible for your lack of being in a fruitful dynamic? Let's be accountable to where we've been. Let's be accountable to our journeys and where we're going and where we want to go. Don't stay in a place of defeat. Don't stay in the place of, victimizing even. Get up and just be like, you know what? This is my season. God, what do you want me to get? I'm going to get that. I'm going to become that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to keep moving. And God, when you bless them, guess what? 9 times out of 10, when God blesses us with the people that we desire, we're going to be operating in our call. We're going to be operating in Him to some magnitude, one way or another, because that's what His will is about. His will is about doing things in decency and in order. And I had to learn that. Jesus. And it took me some time. And that's okay. I further dive deep into some of my stories, some things that I've experienced in my podcast. So if you have not gone over to Podbean, follow us at Her Diary Out Loud podcast and listen in on our latest podcast episode, Living Single. And it's not just living single, because I don't want no copyrights. It's her living single. So I am single. I am. And I love it here. I'm learning and growing. And when God blesses me, it's going to be good. That's all I got to say. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. This video recap was brought to you by Artistry 101. I am an artist. If you have not gone over to my art channel, my art page on Instagram, and follow me under Artistry 101. That's HARTISTRY 101. I just released my new series, my Nanabelle series, dedicated to my girls. And it embodies creativity, sisterhood, and oneness with self, and tapping into your inner child. So I not only do I do traditional pieces, but I also have beautiful earrings and beautiful handbags made by yours truly. So go ahead over there and get into the holiday spirit, because I'm sure I have something that you may like, or maybe I can create something. Everything is made to the individual. And yes, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. And tell a friend to pull up. Share this video with somebody, a guy friend and a girlfriend, because I'm sure that our brothers, our men, can get something from our podcast as well. And we'd love their feedback. We'd love to hear things from their perspective and point of view. Also, remember that you're not just mentally fit, spiritually fit, or physically fit, but you are feminine and fit. Bye.